So let's continue with our SharePoint quick questions and answers video series. In this session, we will talk about question number 9. Can you display a simple custom page in SharePoint? Okay, so let's start. The first thing is that there is no concept of simple page in SharePoint. There are two types of pages in SharePoint. One is the application page and another is a site page. Now, application pages basically are uh, used to implement generic functionalities across sites. For example, settings.aspx, forgot password.aspx. So such kind of functionalities which are generic across sites, or you can say that they are like generic functionalities, are implemented using application pages, while site pages are custom to a website. So whenever you want to do some kind of customization, you will be using site pages. When you want to implement generic functionalities, you will be using application pages. So let's go ahead and create our first application page. So what I've done is I have just created a simple ASPX page, and I've done nothing in this, so that we don't complicate matters. And I've just said this is my first application page. Now some couple of points to be remembered about application pages. First, as we said that they implement generic functionalities, they are pages which are shared across sites. So settings.aspx or forgot password.aspx, such kind of pages are shared across sites. The second important part is that they are saved, or they lie on the layouts folder of the SharePoint. So when I say layouts folder, I'm talking about this folder. Now you can see that it's in C program files /common files /Microsoft shared web server extensions /12 /templates /layouts. So all your application pages which are generic across all the sites need to be here. Now what I've done is that I have saved this simple page.aspx in the application page in the layouts directory. Okay, now let's do a refresh, and you can see that we are able to display the first application page. Now definitely the importance of this page is that it's running under the SharePoint runtime. It is not just running under a simple IIS runtime. So that's why you will see that we are saying that HTTP server name /layout /simple.aspx. So one important point to remember is that it's running in the SharePoint environment. And because when we talk about application pages, they are more generic across sites. So that's why you can see that there is no site name attached to it. And when I say site name, I'm going to say there is no site name like learn SharePoint attached to it. It's more generic, so that it can be linked to any sites. So all generic pages are basically lying in the layouts folder, which we discussed previously. That's this one, right? Now a couple of points which you can easily see from this is that first thing, this doesn't look like a standard SharePoint page which we had shown previously. Now in order to make this page standard, we need to inherit this page from the master layout, right? So the biggest problem with this page is that it doesn't look like a standard SharePoint page. It looks like a simple ASPX page. Now in order to make your page compatible or your page standardized with the look and feel of SharePoint, you need to use the master page application.master. So what we need to do is that we need to do these steps. First thing, refer the SharePoint DLL as assembly. Second, refer the master page. So here we are saying inherit from the master page. So you can say that in the underscore layouts folder, you will see application.master. All the SharePoint pages, in order to have a standardized look and feel, needs to inherit from the application.master page. So that's the second step. Third, import the name of SharePoint, a namespace of SharePoint, and then you can put in the page title, the page area, or probably the title area on the appropriate placeholders defined in the in the master page. This master page has basically 2 or 3 placeholders. these three placeholders. And what we need to do is that we need to just just use these placeholders and display our data. So what we'll do is we will try to right. So now what we'll do is that we'll try to inherit this page from the master page and see how it looks like. So we have done all the steps what we had discussed in the PPT. We have put in the assembly. We have inherited from the application.master. We have imported the SharePoint namespace, and the three placeholders we have just put simple text inside it. Now if you see the page, let's do a refresh. Now it has a very standardized look and feel of SharePoint. So now you can say that this is a SharePoint page. So always remember, the concept of master pages used in SharePoint is to have a standardized look and feel across your websites. So this is how we have hosted a simple page. We have first displayed, we have first talked about two types of pages. One is the application page and the site page. Application pages are mostly used to implement generic functionalities, while site pages are used to implement custom functionalities. Application pages basically are stored, application pages are stored in the layouts directory. Then we just displayed a simple application page, that is simple page.aspx. After that we said, okay, this page doesn't look like a standard uh, SharePoint page. So what we did is we inherited from the master page file called application.master, and now you can see that it's a standard page. So that's all about displaying a simple page in SharePoint. In the coming section we will try to attempt more complicated and practical matters regarding SharePoint.